Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.
What is up, everybody? I was able to get out to the movies and actually going to have a Sinners review coming down with my boy Ferris. I think he's going to join me on that one because we both seen it from the group, and I was able to get out and see Until Dawn, the game based on a movie. Now, I am not a person that is a big fan necessarily of Until Dawn. I've heard some people talk good things about it and everything else. It's pretty much a movie, but it's a game at the same time. But I never really got into it. I'm not a big fan of Until Dawn series or anything. I didn't even play the game. So to be 100% honest, I was able to go in there without any of the baggage of knowing that much about the game. So I was able to sit down and watch this movie and give it a critique based on like how the movie was. And what I basically do for you guys is tell you, stream it, ditch it, or big screen it. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys. This is a movie that if you like old school slashers or whatever, say like Halloween or Friday the 13th or something like that, you can have some fun with this. Because I'm going to be honest with you, when you go and like watch one of those movies, you're not going to go see a perfect story or the best actors or any of that stuff when you're seeing it. You're not, you're walking into a movie that's not going to win some Academy Award or anything like that, right? So if you're a person that doesn't mind as much about the story and stuff like that, but you would like to see some interesting deaths, some interesting kills, and that kind of thing, this could be a movie for you. You could go watch it and get some enjoyment. That's the kind of enjoyment I got out of this movie. And I'll tell you, the first part of the movie I thought was doing okay. First 30, 35 minutes of the film, I was like, okay, I'm kind of digging this. Like the characters aren't super great, but they're not like annoying or anything like that. So I'm like, hey, I can kind of get into this premise. It seems pretty interesting. The premise starts, the first couple of things you get with the premise, I'm still on board. I'm still like, okay, cool. This isn't bad at all. And then the wheels start falling off, guys. They start like kind of defeating their own rules that the character set up and even like the story itself set up. They try to make it at like each night's going to be like a different thing they have to survive, which is technically true, but at the same time not, because there's still some of the same things in play almost each and every night. And it gets to a point and it's like, okay, we had this cool idea. What are we going to do? And then they just kind of didn't really know how to end it very well. It ends like in kind of like a weird spot. And that then there's moments of time where like it's super serious. And then like a certain thing happens in the movie. I'm not going to give like super huge, big spoilers here. Like, but there's certain things that happen in the movie, like at a certain time, probably about the halfway point or a little bit after that. And it happens. And it seems like some of it becomes a joke, like when they're being serious all the time. So the tone's not super great. So with all that being said, on Until Dawn, I am going to tell you that it is a stream it movie. The only stipulation that I will say is if you like interesting kills, there's some interesting kills in here, some interesting deaths, and that's all you care about. You don't really care if the story's super good or not. You can go see it at the big screen and feel like you haven't wasted all your money. But I just think it was one of those things like they were able to hit like a double, get halfway there and then just kind of fall apart. Like at you're rounding second base and they started tripping and they fell and got tagged out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think really happens here. But there's some cool visuals, all that kind of good stuff in there. I don't think any of the people like involved, like the actresses and actors and everything else involved in the film were particularly bad. Like I said, I won't remember them. They're not like, they didn't do anything that's going to make me remember them super well at all. They just didn't really stand out, but they also didn't annoy you either. So they're just kind of lukewarm. They're like right there in the middle. Like I was glad I wasn't being annoyed by the characters like you seem to get in a lot of movies, especially these days and everything else. It didn't have none of that. So I definitely will say stream it. You could have some fun. It's not a movie you got to sit there and pay attention every little second detail, because that's some of the things that they messed up on here. Is because like the premise they had would have been really cool if every night when something was going on, they were finding out information, finding out clues or whatever that could possibly get them out of here. They just had to put it together at the right moment at the right time to be able to escape. But it really kind of fell flat with that. There really wasn't a lot of that kind of like intrigue. One things they kind of do is one of the nights, one of the guys there was like filming some of the stuff on his phone, like when they first get to this place. And so come to find out that he's been filming most of the nights like in between. So you get like a montage. There's some cool things in the montage. And I'll be honest with you, a couple of things I wish we could have expounded upon. There was one section in this movie, like, so the first night they basically get killed by the guy with the mask and everything. Like he comes out and like just brutalizes them, beats the crap out of them. And then the second night, it's more of like a witch and like, kind of situation, people being possessed and everything. I think they lingered on that too much, and they kind of could have like shifted over to one of those other like kind of cool things that you've seen in the previews that could have happened. Like the one on the preview, you got to see it on the like trailer where like there's something getting into the main actress's face or whatever. That could have been like a cool night to spend a little more time with than like particular that possession night. Because like I said, they did a couple of cool things during that, but they kind of made it linger around trying to do like a scare here and there. And I don't think it worked as well as it could be. But this is not a dog shit movie. I don't think it's like total garbage. Like overall, like I would say this is like, it's a C minus. And maybe a little bit below that. I wouldn't give it the F. I wouldn't give it the ultimate failure grade. But yeah, it's not like, it's kind of in there. Like I said, I had some enjoyment because of cool death scenes and whatnot. And if that's all you care about, you can have some fun with this and you won't feel like you wasted your time completely. With that being said, guys, I'm getting out of here. Let me know what you thought about the movie if you went out and watched it. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't anything like the video game. They did have Wendigos in there, and that's one of the things I know was in the video game. So there are maybe a couple of similarities or whatnot. But like I said, it's not a total retell of the video game at all. Sometimes that hurts because it's like, bro, why are you even telling the story if you don't really want to tell the story that was involved anyway? Make your own new thing. Like they literally could have made a premise with this deal and like kind of did its own thing and didn't even call it Until Dawn. They could have called it something else. And it might have even done better if they would have done that. But with that being said, guys, I am out of here. Until next time, let me know. Would you stream this, ditch it, or big screen it? And like I said, it's worth the stream, guys. Till next time. Peace. Gotta hit the button.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.